What I would love to do, if you guys would give me the grace. I got a story to tell. Can I tell a story? So we worship God of the impossible. And I know that a number of you were praying for me a couple weeks ago when I went to Cambodia. And I just got to tell you that when things are impossible, God is not. Can I get an amen? Okay, so check this out. It's 10:25. My buddy picks me up. Our flight's at 2:35. Remember that number? 2:35. It's kind of a big deal. We're driving, we stop at the bank, and this is going to take a little while. Hopefully you got some time. I'm a storyteller. So it's 10:25. He tells me this obscure story about one time when he took another guy to Cambodia. He had to stay in China and get returned home because his passport expired within 6 months. And I was like, oh, that's weird. Mine expires in 5.5 months. So I jumped online, and what country are you going to? Cambodia? Yeah, no, you're rejected. Can't get in. So I've been really looking forward to this trip for months. I don't really stop that easily, for those of you that know me. So I jumped online. What do I got to do? Got to call the Seattle Passport Agency. So I got on the phone, 10:31. I call Seattle Passport Agency, and they're like, do you need these things? You need a passport photo. Don't got it. You need to print out form DS-82. Don't have a printer. I'm in a truck. And number 3, you need an appointment with the Seattle Passport Agency in downtown Seattle. 2:35 is my flight. No problem. We have an appointment for you, they said, at 12:30. I'm like, wow, that puts us, okay. We're pushing it, but I'll take the appointment. Let me see if I can get all these other things done. As God would have it, we're at Starbucks right there in Linden. You know what's right next to Starbucks? CVS Pharmacy. You know what CVS Pharmacy has? A little passport photo booth. I walk in, the guy comes up, I'm like, dude, I got a flight in 4 hours, I gotta go. He literally stops everything he's doing. He prints up my photo. I run out at 10:32. Took less than a minute to pay. I had my passport photos and everything. I jump in my buddy's Jeep. He drives aggressively on a good day. He brought it to another level, right? And so he takes off, and I jump online. I jump on my computer, I hotspot, and I download form DS-82. And I got to print it. You can't do digital. You have to print it up. He's like, I got it. We'll pull into Office Max. So he jumps off of I-5, cuts over Sunset Square. I run inside. I've got my laptop, and there's all kinds of people in there. And I'm like, oh, it's like 10:42 now, 10:43, right? I'm watching every second. I looked at the guy, and I'm like, my flight's at 2:35. I just got to print these forms. He literally moves everybody out of the way. Kind of felt bad, really thankful. So I emailed the little Office Max CD, whatever their account is. It comes through. He prints it, hands it to me, doesn't even charge. This is Office Max, doesn't charge me. He says, go catch your flight, buddy. So I jump in the truck or the Jeep, and we're flying down I-5. Flying is not really that far of a term off of what he was doing. So we pull in at 12:25, downtown, 5th Street, truly downtown. I grab my laptop, and I take off running inside. Thanks to ChatGPT, I knew where to go. I knew it was on the 5th floor. I knew everything about it. So I got in there. I went through security. I run upstairs. I had an appointment at 12:30. I get up there. There's 5 guys in line. There's like 45 people in the building, but there's 5 guys in line. And I'm just doing this number, right? And I'm not the guy who is going to just ask everybody to move out of my way, but I'm literally doing this. I was like, hey, guys. I said it loud enough for all 5 to hear. I'm like, hey, guys, I'm that guy. I'm like, is there any way you'll let me cut in front of all of you? They all rolled their eyes, and then they all did this. I walked to the front of the line. It's 12:32. I go to the guy, that little booth guy that's sitting there. He looks at me, and he's like, what are you thinking? He's like, you know that your passport's... I'm like, I travel internationally all the time. I don't know how this one fell off my radar. He's like, well, it's not going to happen. The minimum, it's supposed to be 7 days, right? That's expedited fee. Expedited everything. He's like, we can try to do it in 4 hours. I'm like, my flight's in 2 hours internationally, which means I should have been there an hour ago, right? And he's like, but you know what? We're going to try anyway. So I go to the next counter where the gal processes all my stuff. I pay the extra expedited fee. I'm like, can I pay any extra? And she's like, no, you already did. She's like, it's in the process, and we'll do what we can. Well, at that time, like 10 of the employees were already kind of aware of what was going on because the odds were this doesn't happen, okay? So everybody's kind of cheering for me, and I'm sitting there. Tim and I, my buddy who went to Cambodia, we're sitting there in the passport agency praying out loud together, asking God to do the impossible, asking for something that should take 7 days. Really, if you don't do it, anything other than that, it's like 3 weeks or 3 months, whatever it is. Yeah. And I'm asking for it in less than 48 minutes. Because that means I had to leave that office by 1:20 with a 22-minute commute to get to Seattle. So I'm waiting, and I said to Tim, you have to go catch this flight. I said, if I get there, I said, hold the gate for me as long as you can. I was like, but you've got to catch this flight. He didn't want to. He drove around the building another time. He was just so hoping that I was going to text him that I had it. And then he ended up having to leave. And then as soon as he went down I-5, the lady said to me, she says, come here. She goes, it's in the printer. She says, it's in the printer. They're all excited. I'm like, what does that mean it's in the printer? Where's the printer? Like, I don't know. And so long story short, she's like, come up here. She had the blue envelope. All I wanted was that blue envelope. Everybody else got a blue envelope, but I didn't have one yet. And she hands me this blue envelope. And it's got my brand new passport in it. 48 minutes from the time I got there. So hold on now. Wait a minute. I've got it written down here. The exact time is 1:22. She handed me my brand new passport. She says, is your Uber driver ready? I said, as soon as you tell me to go, I hit click. She says, go. I took off running downstairs. I'm not exaggerating any of this story one bit. I take off running downstairs. It's 1:22. The Uber driver, you can pay an extra fee and then get there faster. Did you guys know that? Yeah, it's a cool thing in downtown Seattle. So I paid the extra fee and I called the guy. I'm like, dude, my flight's in less than an hour. I need you here now. He's like, oh, I'm trying to get there. So he picks me up and I'm like, buddy, I said, my flight's in an hour internationally. He's like, you're never going to make it. I'm like, yes, we are. I did not come this far. God has not opened up this many doors for me to not get on that flight to Cambodia. And so I want to introduce you to my driver. This is my new buddy, Karem. He is the guy that took me, and that boy did some speeding for the pastor. I am so thankful that God gave me this guy. So Tim's texting me. He's like, go to gate 1, go downstairs. There's no security in this area. So he takes me all the way down the international terminal. I get out of the car. I'm like, dude, Jesus used you today. I just want to thank you for being a servant of his. And I run through there. I got TSA pre-check, so I'm good to go, right? I get downstairs. There's about 18 people in TSA pre. I'm like, come on. It is now 1:28. Or sorry, 12:28. 2:28. That's my own writing. 2:28. The door's going to close. So then all of a sudden I look over and there's a lane with nobody in it. And I mean nobody in it. Why would I do TSA pre? I took everything off like they make you do. I ran through that thing, and it was like a scene from Home Alone, where they're running to catch the plane. It was like that. My head was somewhere else. I didn't realize to get to the North Terminal, you have to take 2 trams, not just one. You have to take 2. I could do SeaTac blindfolded until they did all these renovations. So I get on the first one, and I'm just frazzled by this point. I got my hair in a ponytail, like I'm ready to chase ninjas, like I'm going through all this. And I get on the tram, and they're like, are you okay? And I'm like, I'm trying to catch the flight. And I give them like the 30-second vision of what happened. And I was like, but I don't know where I'm supposed to go. This is me. I travel the world. I don't even think about airports. Like, that's just, right? But my head was so gone at this point. And I get to this first tram. It stops. A flight attendant grabs me, pulls me off of the elevator and says, or off the tram. She's like, you need to get onto that one. So she literally helps me onto that other one. My brain is somewhere else. I get on there. Finally, I get to the end terminal. It's 2:35. And I start running. I mean, I didn't even take the escalator. If you've been to the North Terminal, you know how big that bad boy is. I took it like nothing, right? I ran all the way up this thing, and there's Tim waiting for me, holding the door. I just grabbed him, like bear hug. So yeah, I get there. I'm not even breathing, and we just like walk on the plane. And so the gals at the front desk, they knew that they were all clapping because they knew that it was impossible, right? And they were like, how did you do it? I was like, I didn't do it. I said, Jesus did. I said, have you met the God of the impossible? His name is Jesus. And so we jump on the plane, and there's a smile that is not going to wipe off anytime soon. And so, yeah, it was quite a story. But kind of some of the stuff I got to do there is I got to do all kinds of speaking engagements. I got to talk to men about purity. And I got to do a men's conference on what does it look like to be a biblical father and a biblical husband. So I got to train all these men. And so God opened up doors for that. I got to speak at their church on Sunday, huge church with an interpreter, one of my favorite things in the world, to just talk about the gospel. Talk about why does God love church and why does he want us to be there. And I watched God use the simple message that I got to bring to impact hundreds, if not thousands of lives in just a couple of days. This is Pastor Sophia. We prayed for him last week, if you guys remember. This is the guy that I keep praying for because he helped me get just to be able to be the best interpreter. One of the things that I got to do real quick is this is one of my favorite organizations in the world, Agape International Missions. It's where it all started for me. This is when I was first introduced to sex trafficking. And Soknong, this guy right here, I met him 2013. I've known this guy for years. And so I got to just pray over them. And you know what? A big part of what we do is we encourage people. So I got to pray over him and encourage them. I got to do multiple speaking engagements for the staff on soul care and all of these crazy things. So here's what I want you to know. This is why I wanted to share this with you. Whatever you would see as impossible, with God, Nothing's impossible. And truthfully, I had to do my part. A lot of people had to do their part. So God uses us in the impossible. You understand that, right? But when God says, I want you somewhere, no passport's going to stop that. And so I'm just thankful to Jesus for this opportunity. So, amen. Amen.